Welcome to the Forge Experience. This is Lamar Greer.
This is Ryan Rivera.
And I'm one of the head coaches and owner here at Valley Forged Strength and Conditioning. And Ryan is?
Just another head coach and cool guy over here.
All right. We're going to go into how Valley Forged started and give a little bit of background on ourselves. Myself, I have a background in personal training, bodybuilding, Olympic weightlifting, CrossFit, dabbled in grid for a little bit.
I've been doing personal training for coming up on 7 years now. I've been doing, I've dabbled into bodybuilding a little bit, never competed. Been doing CrossFit now for almost 4 years. I've played athletic sports, soccer, baseball, done strength and conditioning in there. Same as Lamar, I've done a little bit of grid. Don't do that anymore, but put it on the resume. So Lamar, how did you get started into fitness? Like, what got you here to this point?
Got me into fitness, of course, sports when I was younger. I've lived all over the United States. Got really into basketball because where I was living at the time, there wasn't, young enough teams for me to play football. Then, as I continued on, moved to California, football and track kind of took over for sports and athletics for me. Then I started to get into lifting. Always found that to be a lot of fun. After high school, tried to play some college ball, ended up going into the military, and just, of course, decided to stay fit. Did my 4 years, got out, kind of always knew I wanted to work for myself, and just kind of continue my fitness journey from there. Dabbled in bodybuilding a little bit, same as Ryan, never got on the stage, but just kind of had some fun with it. And then from there decided that I wanted to go into fitness, connecting with people, helping people, changing lives. It just seemed kind of like the ideal job for me. You get more than a paycheck. You get a chance to have an influence on people's lives that last forever.
Yeah, mine's a little different. Right after high school, there was a job opening at a local Globo gym, and I applied thinking that if I can get like a maintenance job, I could just go clean the gym and then work out all day. That was the plan. But I went in and I had my interview and I came out as a personal trainer, and then ever since then, it's stayed the same. At the time, I was on a very clear path to actually become a firefighter. I was doing my year of volunteer work already. I was going to school. My major was in fire tech, and as soon as I got that job, everything changed. So, from that point forward, I always was, looking for the next step to, be a better fitness trainer, be a better health coach, nutritionist, whatever you want to call it. And then along the years, I worked at, different gyms, worked at different jobs. And then, eventually we got to this point. I'm here now at, Valley Forged, and here we are. Speaking of Valley Forged, Lamar, do you want to talk a little bit on, how this started and where the idea came from, anything along those lines?
The original idea for Valley Forged actually came from a previous experience that, we both were involved with. I had an opportunity to be, partnered up with another gym and, kind of grow that facility and, has some great experiences and just learned a lot. But ultimately, as you grow, you kind of, see where you really want to head with what you want to do and what really aligns with your goals. And, taking that step out of just helping to run a gym and becoming a gym owner is just completely different, but it's very rewarding at the same time. And, so I decided to take the step, left the last facility that I was running and kind of had this idea and was fortunate enough to have a great team that supported that idea and they believed in me to make it happen, and ended up here at Valley Forged. A little smaller facility, but very high quality product with great coaches. And the rest is history. We're starting to grow this thing and it's getting better and better, every week. So.
Yeah, you brought up, you and I can definitely attest to that. We were, what year was that?
Man, that might have been 2012 when we started that? Or
2012, it was 2012 or 2013. That's kind of how I got involved into I guess you could say, in quotes, CrossFit. Lamar was doing it at the local gym that actually I worked at, but he was running something different, on a kind of different side of the gym, and I started seeing that and got more and more involved, and then brought me on board, and that's kind of where it started. We were working together doing that. So I mean, Lamar and I, we've been, I guess you could say, business partners for 4 years now.
And it's been quite some time. It's been a incredible journey just to see the growth on both ends, and just the ongoing support, and just the believing in each other, and just knowing that we were destined for something better. You know?
It's pretty cool. I mean, we did all that stuff, and like you said, some great experiences, and met a lot of great people and done some great things, and for us, this was Valley Forge was the next step, for us as business owners, as humans, and just overall growth. So we're very proud to be to this point and have done the things and met the people that we've met along the way. So it's been a crazy journey, and definitely on the start to another new journey. So speaking of Valley Forge, just to kind of give the people of what we do and who we do it for and stuff like that, you want to give us a brief summary of when this thing started, who is this for?
When Valley Forge started, Valley Forge is basically for anybody that's looking to live a healthier life. We don't shape ourselves to any ideal individual. The goal for Valley Forge is to change the lives of everyone and to provide a platform for anyone to be able to improve their health through. So what we do is we provide, a range of services here, whether it be, group functional classes to, barbell class for Olympic weightlifting, powerlifting, program design, personal training. No matter what it is, or whatever it is that people need, we are that platform that people could come for help and to grow from.
Nice. So with you mentioned functional classes, what can, someone expect? So they walk through your doors and they're like, hey, I noticed that you have, functional class on this schedule. I saw, what does that even mean? So what can someone expect when they get into a functional class?
So when people get into a functional class, they can expect a workout that could be scaled to whatever level of fitness that individual is at the moment. And not only that, but what they can expect is that, over time, that they can expect to progress in every movement that they do, and that those progressions are going to help them to improve in their everyday life, no matter what it is that they do. I mean, it doesn't matter if you want to play a sport, if you just want to get better at biking, swimming, whatever it is that you want to do, we're going to improve your overall body mechanics and then your overall stability, just everything that you need for everyday functions and just to remain healthy. And then they can also, expect a supportive community. The people that we're surrounded by, we have a great community here. People push each other, people support each other. And our coaches are great as well. Our coaches pay very great attention to all of our members. They get a lot of one-on-one time within those classes. I think that's something to expect too, is that, while classes can get big, you're always going to get that one-on-one attention to make sure that you're being safe and that you're moving correctly and that you're not creating bad movement patterns, which is ideal for any type of development, whether it be strength, whether you want your body to change no matter what it is. There's certain movement patterns that you want to make sure that are always in place.
Nice. So, no, that's good. I mean, it sounds like, Valley Forge that, if someone like yourself, I mean, I know, you're a higher level Olympic weightlifter. It sounds like if, you were to walk through your own doors, you could benefit, just as much as, the mom who has, 4 kids who hasn't worked out in 10 years, you both could walk through your doors and still benefit, somehow, some way with, your coaching staff or, your training regimens that you use and stuff like that. So it sounds like it's definitely for anyone and everyone. So where did that come from? I mean, I've been a part of gyms. I've trained at other gyms and stuff like that. And I've noticed that some, don't have that purpose for it, that it's kind of, towards one specific group of people. And, at Valley Forge, it sounds like it's not for one type of person, it's for anyone. So where did that purpose come from?
That general purpose comes from the idea that we want to be able to help everybody. While it's, it's great to have, your competitors or your Olympic weightlifters or your CrossFitters or whatever it is that people want to classify themselves as, you don't want to just tend to that one group because, for one thing, to be honest, like as a business owner, it also doesn't pay the bills. And, what we do isn't just for money, it's to legitimately help people. But if we were to look at it from a business aspect, like that wouldn't be what's important. And then when you just think community in general, everybody speaks community, but what better way to grow your community than to give results to everyone? It's like trying to grow your resume. If you want a better job, you try to get more job skills. You hoard those job skills. By hoarding those job skills, what you do is you make yourself more valuable. By us building a resume of working with all these different type of people and showing what we're truly capable of as a gym, that just builds our resume. When people look at us, I don't want people to look at this gym and say, hey, they have great Olympic weightlifters. I want them to say that they have great overall coaches.
Yeah, that's awesome. Something that I think you and I believe in a lot too is kind of that, that the results, build community. When someone comes in through the door, they come to you and they say, hey, I want to lose weight, or, I want to get, this lift heavier, or, I just want to be, healthy. They're not coming to you saying, hey, I want to join your community. We have this community built in place, but what keeps bringing more and more people to that is that, that result that you're providing for them. If they're continuously losing weight, if they're continuously, improving in their sport, they're going to stick around. And, the more and more people that are sticking around for you, that just brings that camaraderie together. Your community is growing. And that's really tough to find. We're really close with a lot of different gyms, and, I think we've kind of just picked that up from, other successful gyms. And they're awesome people. They have great things in mind. So that's cool. That's cool to have. So speaking of that, with, the results, like we're getting these results, we're building this community. How are we doing that? What is the platform that we're using? Or is there, a certain, training regimen? Is there a certain standard that these coaches have? How are we doing that?
One of the ways that we're doing this is, for one thing, just constant education. There's never one way to do anything. There are certain things that you want in place all the time, when it comes to training, that are just very important to anybody's training. And, there's certain phases that everybody has to go through, before they reach their end game. And here, that's one of our biggest things. Our thing is just progression in general. When you come in and you look at our workouts, if you were to track our workouts months back, and we were to lay it all out on the table, you would see the progression from week to week and everything, whether it be the strength sessions, the conditioning, it's all in an accumulation and, of everything. You have to progress people to get to a certain point, and you have to not be in a rush. This isn't a rush process. When people come through our doors, we don't look at these people and say, hey, in 2 months, we're going to have you drop X amount of weight and you're going to be this strong. No, like that's short term, that's short minded. We want you to be healthy forever. So when you come through these doors, we're going to say, hey, we're going to continue to build. We're going to continue to build. We're going to continue to build. And the way that we're going to do that is we're going to do that through, proper programming methods. And it's like I said, there's not one way to do it, but we truly do a lot of educating ourselves. And the way that we do it, we've had a lot of success from it. And that's something that, in future podcasts we'll address, the way that we do those things like programming and things like that as well. But I think that that's one of the most important things, is just really making sure that the programming that's in place at our facility is meant for the masses. It's not meant for a competitor to just come in or, or whatever it is, to come in and become this elite level athlete. No, we're trying to service all the people, and that's huge.
Yeah, I like one thing that you point out was longevity. I use it, with, some of my personal clients, or, when I've talked to people that walk through the doors, like, oh, by, summer 2017, I want to be X amount of weight. Okay, well, what happens when you get there? There has to be something beyond that, because you get there, then it's like, oh, well, I've already reached my goal. Well, I can have this, I can have 2 cheat meals a week, or, I've already reached my goal. I can miss a workout this week because I'm already there. And, that's important, is that the longevity is how are we keeping people healthy for life, not just a short period of time, because health and fitness isn't a 6-month thing, a 1 year, 2 year thing. No, this is something that we believe is beneficial for life. So, I mean, I believe that's very important. Like you said, is the longevity of the program that you provide, or the coaching, the nutrition, whatever it is that you provide at this facility. That longevity is 100% on point. Speaking of longevity, I think that's kind of the root of, getting these people towards their goals. Why would you say you believe in that? Because someone else might say, oh, I just want to get to this weight, and then whatever happens to that is fine. I mean, what's the purpose of having that longevity?
I believe in it just for experiences in general. As you get older, you don't want to go backwards in your health. There's all these things that happen as we get older. When we're young, we get away with a lot. Like, think about it. Everybody's been that athlete at some point in time in high school that, dude, you eat McDonald's and you drink a Sprite, and then you go out and you play a full football game and you feel fine. I'm almost 30 years old. Let me eat McDonald's and drink a Sprite, and I'll get a quarter of the way through my workout. Like, it's a lot different. You have less health conditions and things that are going on with your body when you were younger. It's as we get older, we have to get better at taking care of ourselves, and our goal is to help in that process. We are the guidance to how to do it, because when you think of it, a lot of times it's just lack of education, and it's not those people's fault, because it's like, if you were to take another subject, no matter what it is, and, we're going to be the outsiders looking in on that subject, we might not be as educated on that. We can assume and think that we know, but we might not know, so like with us being what people will call fitness experts, if people come to us, that's our job to guide them and to help that process of maintaining that longevity, to keep them from having those health issues in the future, to keep them off of medication for back pain, which could be possible just tightness in certain areas or bad movement patterns. We fix those things. We're the people that try to keep people from the doctor. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Like, dude, if you get cancer or you feel like you got cancer, go to the doctor. But if you got back tightness, or you have
Can't reach my shoulder.
Like above your head, like whatever, like, dude, come see, us first. And then you might not have to go and see that doctor. We might be able to put that off, forever, hopefully, and if we can't, at least, make that, like, slow down that process, for people, keep people healthier, keep them moving around, get people off the couch, just keep people active. That's why that longevity is important. And that's why I believe in just that long-term process and just being a part of that.
Yeah, something else I want to point out too is, like, some of the movements that, can go down in the gym, and that, you might see on our social medias, or, even the coaches' social medias, some of the movements that you might see the gym doing, or ourselves personally. It's like, man, I mean, you guys are talking about, shoulder pain. That looks like it hurts your shoulder. Something else too is there's a lot of things that, as coaches, we come together and we talk about, as far as like movements for longevity and stuff like that. We do a lot of movements that actually, help your shoulders, help your knees, help that back pain that Lamar is talking about. It might not always be what, some of us might call it Instagram sexy, but it's longevity sexy. It keeps you, healthy for life. It doesn't just get you that, 6 months of, progress, and then you start going down on this, downward spiral. All those things that, we do here is keeping you going upwards, with the chance of doing some, Instagram sexy stuff. And then, like Lamar said, we're getting started with this podcast. There's going to be tons of podcasts coming forward where we'll actually be able to touch up on that a little bit more. But, moving forward, from, longevity and stuff like that, actually it's a good way to put it, is longevity. Where do you see, Valley Forge going in the long run?
In the long run, I see Valley Forge expanding more. I mean, we're kind of a smaller facility right now. I definitely see a facility expansion, but also not just growing as a facility, but I don't even want to just call it a brand, but just something that is all over and helpful to everyone. Like even right now, like, you know, we have program design clients. You know, all of our program design clients aren't local. You know, being able to reach out to anyone and be able to provide, you know, a high quality training service that suits them and their lifestyle, you know. So I want Valley Forge to be more than just your average local gym. Like, I also want it to be a place where we're putting out content that just helps people, that, you know, people might not necessarily want to come to us for training, but if we could provide information that assists them in their training and in their lifestyle and to help them to reach their goals, that's good enough for me. Because to me, really, that's what life is about. You know, it's about helping people, you know. It's like I said, it's more than the money, you know. Yeah, you need money to live and, you know, keep the lights on, but at the same time, people need information, you know. Educate people, you know, give people a reason to want to contact you, give people a reason to want to be a part of what you stand for. And I think that what we stand for is great. So
yeah, something else too is that, you know, what happened recently as far as, like, you know, continuing education and, you know, providing, you know, these great services to people. You know, something that, you know, we were a part of, you know, recently is we had Cali Precision Strength and Conditioning come down, and we actually had a coaches meeting with another gym. So shout out to Ron and the crew at Cali Precision. But, you know, that was a good experience. You know, it was good to have, you know, not only, you know, potential clients or current clients or members, you know, coming to you for help. It was, you know, it was good to have us, you know, learn from them learn from us, share ideas. So, you know, in the future, you know, I think that's something else too that, you know, we'll be shooting for, is not only, you know, expanding, you know, members and things like that, but is expanding this, you know, coaching community, you know, reaching out, you know, to other places and, you know, learning and sharing with one another, because, you know, that helps. You know, we're providing better experience for the members. We're providing, you know, better business for ourselves. And I think, you know, we're probably the only two that have, you know, done that in our area as of recently. And I think, I mean, we had such a good time and we learned so much from them that we'll definitely be open to, you know, link up with more people in the future and see where that goes. I think that'll be a good thing for the area, a good thing for the gym, and, you know, us bring back some knowledge for the members and, you know, provide that member experience, you know, even better. Anything else that you want to talk about before we get off of this thing?
I think some more stuff that we have coming that's actually pretty exciting. I mean, this next year we have some athlete camps, you know, that we plan on doing, seminars, you know, things like that, just connecting more with the people and just trying to do more this next year. You know, this first year was really focused on just growing the business, you know, as a whole and in general. But now it's time to start putting ourselves out there more and just really showing people what we can provide them.
Well, yeah, guys, that's pretty much what we have today. You know, a quick intro of, you know, Lamar and myself. In the future here, we're going to have all of our other coaches on board with us. And then next week or the week after that, sometime soon, we'll be doing episode 2. And the title for episode 2 will be, How Do You Know You Are Getting Results? So stay tuned for that. We will drop a date which we will be recording, and then we will drop a date on which we will be releasing the actual audio/video, everything along those lines. So, all right, thanks, guys. This is Ryan.
This is Lamar.
See you guys. So tune in next time on The Forged Experience, episode 2. How do you know you are getting results? Lamar, how do they get a hold of us?
They could get a hold of us through our Instagram at Valley Forged SC. If you want to get a hold of me personally, my email is lamar@valleyforgedsc.com, and my Instagram handle, Greer94kg_VF.
And my personal Instagram is at RyanRivera_UT, and then personal email is ryan@valleyforgedsc.com. Thanks, guys.